You made it to that 6 week mark. You showed up for your checkup, and your doctor gives you the green light. And suddenly, the world assumes you're back to your old self. But let's get real. You are still bleeding some. You're probably still in pain. And you're most likely still figuring out how to sit comfortably, let alone return to work, intimacy, or a workout plan. This video is your honest check in from a nurse who cared for thousands of postpartum women, and from someone who refuses to let you be dismissed at 6 weeks with a vague, "You are good." You're not a checkbox, you're a human in recovery. And here's what that really looks like. Let's start at that 6 week appointment. You finally get dressed in something other than your favorite leggings. Maybe put on your mascara for the first time in weeks and head into the tiny exam room thinking someone's finally going to check in on you. But more often than not, the appointment is quick. Your uterus is back in place. Check. You're not bleeding much anymore. Check. Maybe your doctor asked, "How's the baby doing?" Maybe they ask, "Any questions?" Okay, let's be honest. You forget every single one you had the moment they say it. Am I correct? Here's the problem. That 6 week checkup was never designed to be a comprehensive assessment of your recovery. It was originally meant to monitor physical healing from labor and delivery. Probably some of your mental health, some pelvic floor function, or some hormone regulation. There's really no such exam for how your core is holding up. No assessment for pelvic floor trauma unless you bring it up. And sometimes they forget to screen you for the fact that maybe you cry in the shower every day and haven't told anyone yet. So, if you left that appointment thinking, "Wait, that's it?" Yup, that was it. And yes, your question is valid. You're being observant. You are allowed to want more than a pat on the back and a clearance note for sex and exercise. So, let's talk about what's really happening in your body at 6 weeks. First, your uterus may be back to its regular size, but your tissues, the ligaments, your muscles, and your hormones, they're most likely in the recovery mode. If you had stitches, a C-section incision, or a vacuum or forceps delivery, your healing goes deeper than what a mirror can show you. Here's what no one tells you. Your core and pelvic floor have been stretched and weakened. Your abdominal wall may still be separated. That's what we call diastasis recti. And your pelvic floor might not have fully rebounded, especially if you experience some tearing or lots of it during labor. And for my C-section mamas, you're not just healing a skin incision. You're healing several layers of tissue, the fascia, the muscle, the uterus, and that process is still active, even if the outside looks fine. Okay, just because you're no longer bleeding doesn't mean you're done healing. It means the visible part is over, right? Now, the real restoration begins. The stuff you cannot see, but absolutely feel. Here's what doesn't come up in that appointment: the emotional fallout of early postpartum. If you've ever thought, "Why am I crying in Target?" Or, "Why does my brain feels like it's always glitching?" I promise you, you're not alone. At 6 weeks, your hormones are still recalibrating. If you're breastfeeding, your estrogen stays suppressed, which can cause vaginal dryness, brain fog, and mood instability. Sleep deprivation magnifies everything, including anxiety, rage, and emotional burnout. Let me ask you this. Who functions well when you have zero sleep? Well, not me. I'm going to tell you that right now. And if you've started weaning or your baby's sleeping longer stretches, your body might be ramping up estrogen again, which can lead to weepiness, hot flashes, or what feels like PMS on steroids. The American College of Obstetric and Gynecologists, or ACOG, states that postpartum mental health conditions can develop anytime within that first 12 months, but the peak often happens around 6 to 12 weeks postpartum, right when most moms are set on their way with zero follow-up. If you feel unsteady, anxious, detached, or not like yourself, that's not your fault or anybody's. That's just what's going on. Let's stop calling that just the baby blues and start calling it what it is, the emotional labor of becoming a mother. If you're still feeling emotionally foggy, anxious, or not like yourself, I want to give you a free tool that helps. It's called the Mental Wellness Workbook, a gentle, structured guide to help you track how you're doing emotionally and mentally week by week. You can download it below and start checking in on that person who matters most right now, you. Now, I'm not here to tell you to stay in bed forever. The 6 week mark can be a transition point, not just a finish line. You can start more moderate movement, walking, stretching, reconnecting with your breath and your core. But diving into high intensity workouts or intimacy just because someone said you're cleared can be harmful, physically and emotionally. The better question to ask yourself is this: do I feel safe in my body again? That's more valuable than, was I medically cleared? If sex is painful, that is not uncommon. If working out makes you leak, that is not unusual. Your body is asking for more time, and you have every right to give it. Remember, your doctor is your health partner. Make sure that you're mentioning all your concerns when you go to your postpartum follow-up. This isn't about fear, it's about being informed. You're building strength with intention. Okay, let's be honest. Wouldn't it be wild if we had some sort of major surgery and got one check-in after 6 weeks and nothing else? Well, that's how we treat postpartum. One appointment, no follow-up unless you're in crisis. And let me be clear, childbirth, regardless of how it happens, is a major physical event with lifelong ripple effects. You deserve care that matches that reality. Start treating 6 weeks not as a return to normal, but as a pivot point. Ask yourself, what kind of movement feels good right now? Who can I ask for help with baby care while I recover more deeply? These are legitimate questions. What's still feeling off, physically or emotionally? And do I need support for that? The 6 week mark is a checkpoint, not a clearance. You are still in recovery, and that deserves ongoing care, not dismissal. You don't need to bounce back. You need to be backed up. The 6 week checkup may have told you that you're good, but only you can decide what recovery looks like. And from where I stand, recovery looks like rest, support, strength, and time. You don't owe anyone your normal self. What you owe yourself is care. If this emotional roller coaster at 6 weeks feels overwhelming, I made another video you need to see. It has simple strategies to help you feel more in control, even on the hard days. You can watch it next. I've linked it right below and right here on the screen. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Your postpartum journey deserves structure, strength, and compassion. And you're already taking powerful steps just by being here. If today's video clarified or encouraged you, I'd love for you to subscribe and join this growing community of moms redefining recovery. And if you're ready for deeper support and a full recovery framework designed with your real life in mind, you'll find more details right below. I'm Sherry, and I'll see you in the next one.